Yeah, so yeah, I mean the Bangladeshi Tigers showed a bit of promise in the second innings with Night Rana steaming in, Taskin Ahmed bowling with great accuracy from the other end. They got New Zealand 2 down at 15, and a lot of Bangladeshi fans would have hoped, maybe not just Bangladesh, another neighboring country, Pakistan would also have hoped for some miracle, but it wasn't to be, as the star boy of New Zealand cricket, the future of New Zealand cricket, Rachin Ravindra, scored a brilliant 100. I mean, that was a breathtaking knock, and the way Latham provided him support, and they just closed out the game. So, I mean, now it's officially, I mean, though the match is, I think, still officially not over, but yeah, it's more or less curtains for both Bangladesh and Pakistan. Particularly, Pakistan, the host country, will now be eliminated after two straight games. And that fixture of Bangladesh versus Pakistan will become a dead rubber, while the India versus New Zealand fixture will more sort of more of a decider as to who will play whom in the semi-finals.
Exactly, exactly. So, I mean, Bangladesh did show quite a bit of promise. I mean, the disdain campaigns they had in the 2023 World Cup after that, and also in the T20 World Cup in 2024. I'm not considering the qualifiers for the Super 8, because I mean, I think that was a cakewalk, because the group. I mean, there were a lot of associate members in the T20 World Cup. So, considering the performances over there against Afghanistan, Australia, and India, I think this has been, I mean, although they have not had any points in their bag so far, but I'm hopeful that, I mean, even though the game, as you said, is a dead rubber, Saptarshi, I'm hoping that there will be some action. I mean, Bangladesh will challenge Pakistan and will probably start as favorites given the current form.
Yeah, I think it will be more of a sort of pride match for both the teams, particularly the hosts. They would surely not want to end their tournament with a what can I say? I mean, with a whitewash sort of thing when they are getting to host the tournament after 20 odd years, 28 or whatever it was the number. So I don't
Yeah,
think
exactly.
Pakistan will want that, while Bangladesh will really want to prove something after two impressive fight backs. Even in the batting today, Bangladesh looked good in phases. Shanto, after a long time, played a good innings, but now today the others flopped.
Yeah, yeah, captain's knock, perfect captain's knock. I mean, when wickets were falling from the other end, Shanto held his fort and scored a resilient 77. And then Tanzir Hassan also did give a good start with 1 4 and 2 sixes, 24 from 24 balls. But then I think he got over aggressive. I mean, you cannot go over aggressive. I mean, from the first ball against this New Zealand pace attack. I mean, be it in ODI or be it in Test cricket, because we have all seen that even on pitches that do not do anything. I mean, how deadly Matt Henry, William O'Rourke and Kyle
And
James
today the
played this
record in
match.
chief was Michael Bracewell. He bowled 10 overs on trot and he was dead accurate. Also, it was a bit interesting to see. I mean, such a low scoring match in Rawalpindi. I was hoping for some good action. So I'm not very sure if I mean the pitch was really not that easy to bat on, or was it down to some poor application from the batters from either sides, because Rawalpindi has usually been one of the flattest decks in Pakistan, if not the flattest. So we will have to wait and see. Tomorrow is another game in Rawalpindi. I think
I
Australia
mean,
will play South Africa. So
yeah,
if it's
even
not a very
the
good
way
batting day, yeah, yeah, Rachita boss,
even
whatever.
no, I was saying that even the way the pitch played in the Test match against England versus Pakistan, the 500 in the first innings, 850 in the
Mhm.
second innings.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I mean,
No, I think that was in Multan. I think that was in Multan. That I mean
no,
2024 first test you were saying, right?
yeah, the first Test.
Yeah, the one where Harry Brooks scored 300, I think.
Yeah,
So
and
I think that was in Multan. The
Europe
first two tests were in Multan. Then the move the third test to Rawalpindi. But in Test cricket, I mean, that was a different ploy they used. I think they deliberately sort of dried the pitch over days. And but in ODI, I didn't think it to be that much of that pitch. But yeah, we will have to wait and see tomorrow. I think tomorrow we will get a better idea of how the pitch is. But definitely, it
precisely.
wasn't a belter, to be honest, because New Zealand also struggled at times. So maybe a bit of two-paced pitch.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So I mean, but I did like, I mean, how Bangladesh has not given easy ground to any of the teams in the tournament so far. I mean, they have been placed in quite a difficult group against uh, New Zealand, against India, and I hope that, I mean, I am hopeful that Bangladesh will be uh, I mean, a staunch opponent against Pakistan, and Pakistan will have to work hard for their meal if they have to, if they want to return, with some points in their bag and not being the first country to get eliminated from the group stages.
Yeah, surely. So, I mean, this group is almost fixed. The next two games will give us a better idea of who are those two guys. So, if South Africa ends up winning tomorrow, and so if South Africa ends up winning tomorrow, it will be mostly South Africa will be qualified unless England ends up winning the last two games and Australia ends up winning the last game against Afghanistan, and then there's a three-way tiebreak between the three teams, and then I mean net run rate will come into play.
Yeah, that group will be a bit tricky. I mean, I mean, if you consider Afghanistan out of the
Yeah, so basically,
out of
one
the
of the teams
competition.
will get eliminated on Wednesday. Whoever loses England versus Afghanistan, because both have lost their first games. So the guy who loses their second game will be eliminated. The other one will hang in the balance. Tomorrow, Australia versus South Africa again. Whoever will win will have one foot in the semi-final. The other will hang in the balance.
Exactly, exactly. So that is why, I mean, you have to win your first two matches at least to, have a chance at winning the tournament. I mean, winning. Qualifying for the tournament. Leave aside winning. So yeah, I mean, I think there is not much to discuss for this game because did you watch? I mean, I did not get much time to watch the entire match. I watched it in parts, but yeah, I mean, I,
Yeah,
I also I
was
also
that?
did like.
I mean, yeah, the second innings I was watching a bit. So Bangladesh were pretty decent in those first few overs, but then they started leaking runs, and Latham just blocked the one end. And I think, yeah, when they were three down, Latham played a very calm knock. Even Conway played a decent knock in that power play. He got those runs going with Rachin. Then gets out. Latham played. Yeah, they were missing Mitchell. I think I'm not sure why they didn't play. Maybe some injury or illness. Not very sure. But Mitchell also didn't play. And Rachin Ravindra. I think this New Zealand batting is pretty solid. I mean, so most of them have stepped up. What you come see from the Tri Series. So most of them have stepped up. They've got Mitchell who has stepped up. Conway has played a couple of good knocks. Kane Williamson has played a couple of good knocks. Rachin has looked in fine form. Tom Latham has got back his form. So Glenn Phillips has his form. So I mean, all their top five, six batters are in for some great form.
Exactly, exactly. And also another guy that I would like to highlight on is Jakir Ali from Bangladesh. Guy has played, two fantastic knocks. I mean,
Dr.
lower
Ali, yeah,
down the
yeah.
order. When the team was struggling in first match, 35 for 6, 35 for 5, or 36 for 5. From there, I mean, although there was a dropped catch, I mean, a dropped volley from Rohit Sharma. After that, maybe ICT fans are sad today. Why do you think so? I mean, like because Pakistan did not qualify. I mean, Pakistan is losing chance to qualify.
Maybe ICD fans are sad today. So he means to say ICD fans were supporting mostly Bangladesh.
No, I mean, I don't think. I mean, Indian fans are watching this match to support any particular team or anything because I think once the qualification is assured, it becomes like you're enjoying the game at this point. Okay, New Zealand has won the game just in, so
Yeah,
240 for
so
five.
it's now officially over for Bangladesh and Pakistan.
Yeah, but I mean, Bangladesh will have a lot of good and positive things to take away
Yeah, I
from this
think for
tournament.
Bangladesh, it will be, yeah, definitely they will feel that they had these chances here and there. They could have done a few things better against both India and New Zealand. But I mean, honestly speaking, nobody expected them to go into the top four from a group where there's India, there's New Zealand, there's Pakistan. So it won't be that much of a regret for them, I think. But for Pakistan, it will be surely a case of some great introspection, and I mean, there has to be some breath of fresh air, to be honest, in the Pakistan camp. And also India, Pakistan. I mean, India, Pakistan, from the next time, if someone hypes it, I mean, please remember these matches. There's absolutely no rivalry in that apart from the political relations between the two countries. So, Pakistan, only if they can improve themselves, this will bring back the fun. Otherwise, India, Pakistan has just become a one way traffic.
Exactly, exactly. I mean, that is very unfortunate. I mean, like from the times of Dada, from the times of Sachin Tendulkar, Mohammad Azharuddin, and then Rahul Dravid, and Sunil Gavaskar, Imran Khan, and then Kapil Dev, and you have had lots of greats on both the sides. I mean, you have had Inzamamul Haq, and you have had Yunis Khan, you have had Umar Gul, you have had Shoaib Akhtar, Wasim Akhtar, Wasim Akram, Waqar Yunis, and I mean, it is very sad. It is very unfortunate to see the decline of Pakistan cricket. I mean, and the way things have downplayed for them since, I would say, since maybe the 2011 World Cup. I still believe the 2022 World Cup final where Pakistan qualified to the final, in the T20 format. I still think that that was a fluke because Pakistan had not
Yeah, I
played
mean things have
extra.
sometimes worked out for them. Even in the Champions Trophy, they all of a sudden had that peak and ended up winning the Champions Trophy. Then the T20 World Cup, South Africa gave them a sniff. Yeah, they played well in that semi-final against New Zealand, and things were almost falling in place until that Shaheen injury happened, and Stokes took chance of that and letting England win. But
Yeah,
again, in the
exactly.
T20 World Cup also, they were pretty poor, and I mean, England were clearly the better team on that day, and England were better in all the aspects. They did better, and they ended up winning. So
And and
it's
and,
it's not
and
that
another.
Pakistan, and it's not that Pakistan have not won bilaterals or something like that, but there's absolutely no improvement. They're playing cricket like in the 90s. The T20 cricket is in some deep shit, and their ODI cricket also. There's no one to take the game forward. Their bowlers, I mean, their bowlers have also stagnated. Shaheen was so good in 2021, but since his injury, I mean, no one has worked with him, and doesn't look even 1% of the Shaheen he was 3 years back. Haris Rauf has lost all his confidence. Nasim Shah hasn't grown in by any stature since his debut. So, I mean, what's the work going behind the scenes? What's the management doing?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is very unfortunate. Actually, I was listening to a report on Rev Sports where they were mentioning, that probably Shaheen Shah Afridi was hurried back into the scheme of things a bit, because Pakistan does not have any quality backup fast bowlers, so to say, because they have only the troika of Shaheen Afridi, Naseem Shah, and Haris
Also,
Rauf.
I mean, the selection things. Why did they drop Wasim Junior after that ODI World Cup? Why didn't they pick up another spinner? What is the problem with Babar? Why is his decline? Is no one working with him? So
Yeah,
there are so
and
many questions.
and then there were also, there were a lot of questions asked about, I mean, like, why, if Pakistan knew that they had, I mean, they definitely knew the type of tracks they had to play on. So I mean, if they had to take one extra spinner, why not Shadab Khan, because he can also be a good fielder. He can be a quality batter, and down the order, and he can also, bring in
Yeah, I
that
mean, next year
left
they have the
left
T20
hand.
World Cup, and in T20 I have even no hope from Pakistan, even less hope from Pakistan. To be honest, I still thought ODI was their better format, and now they didn't play it so badly in that format also. So I don't know what they are gonna do in T20. And if they play Babar and Rizwan at the top in T20 again, man, please leave the place for a new team who will try to improve themselves. Against,
Exactly.
I mean, wasting everyone's time and scoring 120 in 20 overs. Please leave T20 cricket. And
Yeah,
on top yeah, on top of that, I mean, I mean, none of their formats are working well. It's not like they're having problem in one format or the other. Even Test cricket, I mean, they somehow formulated a way against England because England have their issues against spin, but they were exposed even in that formula by West Indies, someone like West Indies.
Yeah, it is very unfortunate, and as Shoaib Akhtar said, that until and unless the entire management, the entire system, which seems to have been corrupt or seems to have been rotten, because to the core, because I mean, like, things are not working out. I mean, it is not like Pakistan does not produce talents. Pakistan has a lot of talents in them. I mean, it is
Yeah,
just
I
about.
mean, the thing is, their talents are also not growing. Nasim Shah has made his debut in 2019, but how much has he improved since then? Has anyone worked with him? You see, India, I mean, the guys who are coming, they're coming with so much confidence and they're improving. You see, Tilak Verma has debuted, Abhishek Sharma has debuted, Harshit Rana has now debuted, Arshdeep Singh debuted in 2022. He has become such a good bowler now. There's Prasidh Krishna has made his debut, he is improving. Then there's Mukesh
Akash
debuted in the
Deep.
middle. So yeah, Akash Deep debuted. So there's so much. I mean, all the guys who are coming are improving themselves day by day. But Pakistan, they're just stagnated. Their growth is stagnated. Shaheen, since his injury, has never again regained that previous form. Haris Rauf's form is just going down and down. So I mean, what's the thing going? What's the management doing? What's the trainers doing? What's the academies doing? What's going on behind the scenes?
Exactly, exactly. It is very unfortunate. Anyways, I mean, I think we have had enough of this Bangladesh
Yeah, I think maybe
and
maybe just
Pakistan.
a few
So
few more minutes on the next day's match.
yeah, that's what I was asking. So what are your views on tomorrow's match? Like, who's the favorite? I mean,
Yeah,
and
I mean that will be some good match. Australia South Africa knocks matches have been exciting. in the past also. I mean, there has been some good matches in the past. If we remember, the first time where 400 plus total was chased, it was in this rivalry. I mean, everyone remembers the 1999 rivalry. Lance Klusener and Alan Donald that run
Yeah,
out that
the
heartbreak for
Brainfield
South
moment. Yeah,
Africa. And then last year, not last year exactly, 2023 semi-final, that one David Miller 100, and then South Africa fighting back, but Australia eventually managing to claw their way. So yeah, I think it will be a good game. Also, it boils down to how the pitch will behave. I think Australia should look to bat first. To be honest, from Australia's perspective, they should look to bat first. South Africa have their issues with chasing. They has had their issues previously also with chasing. I
but
think
also
if
but
Australia
also
can bat first,
given the confidence that Australia has right now, because definitely South Africa did have a thumping win against Afghanistan, but that was, with all due respect, that was Afghanistan. And although they are in phenomenal form, the captain is in form, everything is fine. But also in Champions Trophy, you need to remember that in Champions Trophy the format is such that every match has to be played like a knockout. You lose one game, you are out. So
yeah, we have
I
seen many
I
teams
I
winning the
I
first
think
game and
yeah,
then ending up losing.
I think in that mind space, I mean, if you have that mind space that every match is a knockout match, I think there is no other team that is deadlier than Australia under these circumstances. And South Africa have a very bad record of choking under these circumstances as well. So, I
If
mean,
Australia wins tomorrow, I feel they're almost in because their last game is against Afghanistan. No disrespect to Afghanistan, but I think it will be mostly over for them. I mean, they're mostly into the semi-finals. We can say if they end up winning
yeah,
tomorrow.
Mr. Wolf is saying New Zealand SA semi-final. Yeah, I think the four
I
semi-finalists.
think that will be a final which most of the cricket world would love because most of the times these two have been on the receiving side, and maybe someone will eventually have the luck to touch the trophy.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I mean, I think, I mean, if you ask for my predictions currently, and also initially, also I was saying
Mm.
that probably the four quali. I mean,
I mean,
if you
this
could
one is
remember when
already fixed now. India, New
yeah,
Zealand.
yeah. So I was saying that it would be India, New Zealand, South Africa, and Australia. So unless and until something extraordinarily bad happens, I think it should be, you know it should be in those four teams qualifying, because even if South Africa wins tomorrow, Australia has their final match against Afghanistan, where they will look to uh, up their run rate if they lose, and if they win, then tomorrow they will qualify. And South Africa, I think,
Yeah,
given the
if
current form.
Australia and England end up winning the next two games, then I think England will try their best against Afghanistan because that is their best bet. I think out of the three teams. So if they somehow end up winning with a big margin, then England will be confident, and England versus South Africa will be a brutal knockout game, the second last game of the group stage.
Yeah, but I also think that somewhere, I mean, I don't know if you will agree with me, but I think that England's, OD, I mean, white ball
Yeah,
cricket
I
is
mean
somewhere going down the
England's
drain.
confidence is not there. I agree. I think on paper South Africa will be a far better team, but then again, since it will be a knockout game at that time, only South Africa themselves can make them lose that game.
Exactly, exactly. That
Yeah,
is
we have
true. That
seen
is
them doing funny things. They have lost to Netherlands when they needed to win one to qualify. And I think they lost to Netherlands in the ODI World Cup also. So they
true.
can do funny things under pressure.
In the T20 World Cup last year, 30 from 30 with 6 wickets in hand, and you bottled the game.
Yeah, 2015 World Cup, they bottled in the field. So they have done this time and again. They have done this. So yeah, as I said, I mean tomorrow and day after tomorrow, these two games will be very important in deciding where the scenarios go. If some
Yeah,
South Africa and Afghanistan end up winning, then even Afghanistan will have feel a chance, though they have their last game against Australia. But it also boils down to how the pitch against Afghanistan. Afghanistan will have a chance against both the teams, Australia and England, if the pitch supports. I think England
no,
will find it
if
better because their
yeah,
game
if the
is at
if the
Lahore.
pitch is, yeah,
So
and
Lahore was the game where 351 was chased. So if it is that kind of a pitch, I think England will have their noses ahead against Afghanistan. But Afghanistan versus Australia also will be at Lahore. So Afghanistan will feel really unlucky that both their
yeah.
games
I mean, I,
are in
I
Lahore.
mean, given the current condition of the Rawalpindi pitch, I think, I mean, that would have been ideal for Afghanistan.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, their best thing would have been to play in this
Play in
group and play
Dubai,
at least one game in Dubai.
exactly. But then you would play India in Dubai, so I mean,
Yeah, but
so
I think still they would have loved this Dubai track somehow. I mean, that kind of a flat pitch, if Lahore dishes out another belter, it will be difficult for Afghanistan. And I think England also should look to bat first. Again, they should forget whatever happened and look to score runs and mm, get on.
Mr. Wolf
Also for
on.
England, I mean, one update: Braden Curse has been ruled out, and Rehan Ahmed has been called in as the replacement.
Oh, okay, okay. But why do you replace a fast bowling all rounder with a spin bowling all
I
rounder?
think Rehan was their travelling reserve, and they called him somehow. Maybe they will play Jamie Overton. I'm not sure. I think
Yeah,
Barmy
rarely
Army
makes
was
sense.
saying
But
Jamie
anyways,
Overton may play.
anyways. So I mean I would tip tomorrow's match 65-35 to Australia. What's
Yeah, I
your
think.
prediction?
Yeah, so I also said Australia needs to bat first. I think, irrespective of the conditions, they should look to bat first and put a high score on the board, and then put some pressure on South Africa. Because if South Africa bats first and they put on a huge total, I agree Australia were superb in that last day, but it won't be easy to chase 350 every day, day in day out. So uh, Australia might
Yeah.
feel a bit of it. But
So,
Australia will
anyways,
feel more confident because they did the chase last day without the help of Travis Head. And now, if Travis Head gets going, the day he gets going, they will feel we can chase even more.
yeah, I mean, as an Indian fan, I wish that he gets going as soon as possible so that, I mean, it is his unlucky day in the semi-final or final, given India faces Australia somewhere in the knockouts, which I think will happen because the current, I mean, the forms that they are in, and the knockout history of New Zealand and the South Africa, gives me
So,
a kind of a hint that probably Australia
I
versus
mean,
India will be there.
yeah, definitely India would feel more happy to face, honestly speaking, in England. Or, I mean, England, they've already had the number over them in the series. So they have had a measure of them. And South Africa, they know they have the habit of choking. So they will definitely like to feel. But yeah, somewhere down the line, maybe Australia will be waiting for them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Rachin Ravindra is he's a phenomenon. I mean,
Yeah.
he's living up to his name, Rachin, Ra from Rahul and Chin from Sachin. So he's living up to his name. I mean, like what a cricketing talent. I mean, you get hit on the forehead, like just like 10 days ago, and then you're back on the field with a century. I mean, not everyone has the mental resilience to do that because I mean, it is going to play in your mind as well while you are fielding or while you are batting. That you know that is traumatic. I mean, even if you get hit by a stumper ball when you're playing in gully cricket, I mean that plays in your mind for a long time. And imagine getting hit, while fielding with a deuce ball and then coming back and scoring a century immediately. I mean that you need to have nerves of steel. So I mean, hats off to Rachin Ravindra, and he has been in phenomenal form since last year. I think even in tests he has done well. So
Yeah, I
hopefully,
mean, he played well in Sri Lanka, then he came to India and he scored that brilliant 100 at Bangalore, 127
yeah,
or something. Then
yeah,
he, uh,
and looking forward to a thrilling contest between India and New Zealand I mean, the next Sunday or the next Sunday.
also, I think India New Zealand will be India's first sort of big test. So they didn't play the warm ups, but I think now the warm ups are over for them. They played two warm ups.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, I think we will take one more comment and we will wrap the live in.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think maybe 5 more minutes, 4 5 more minutes, and then we will look to CSK fans happy today.
See, we have a CSK fan in the house, so he can answer that.
Yeah, both Rachin and Conway, I mean, both played so well, definitely. But yeah, I mean, Rachin has been a true talent, and I think CSK picking him at such an early stage, he may turn into a good player and play for a long time. I'm hoping that Conway definitely has age on his side. He won't play for a long time, but I think Rachin, and also Rachin can bowl, so
And
he can
is it
definitely turn into a true player.
and Mustafizur an ex CSK player as well, or is he still with
Um,
CSK this year?
no, no, now he's not with CSK. I think he didn't get a contract this year from anyone.
That is unfortunate. I mean, he has been a consistent T20 bowler. So
Yeah, he has played for quite a few teams. I think in IPL, he started with SRH, then he went to DC, then he went to MI, then he went to DC, then he went to RR, so he's and CSK. So he's played for 5 teams.
mhm. Yeah. If there are no further comments, oh, Conway bowled.
Mhm.
Oh, by
Conway
Conway
bowled.
was it Rishad Hussain?
No, no, I think Mustafizur only bowled him out.
Mustafizur, yeah,
Yeah,
Mustafizur.
yeah. I mean Bangladesh. So the basically the last two games will be one will be about who will end up with 0 wins, and the other will about who will face whom in the finals, semi-finals rather.
Yeah, I think the perfect scenario will be if the game is washed out. Then I mean, like neither team will have to face the humiliation of zero losses.
Yeah, so maybe we'll have to look if there's any chance of a rain.
Yeah, 2 years ban. 2 years, but 2 years ban has the logo of CSK itself in the.
Yeah, he doesn't like CSK. I think he told.
Okay.
Yeah, so we will have some good banners once the IPL
Yeah,
starts.
Pakistani celebration on Virat century. Yes, I did see the video. It was phenomenal. I mean, like, there are a bunch of, since I have a quite a large number of mutual friends over Facebook. So I have a couple of people from Pakistan as well who are ardent fans of Indian cricket. I mean, like, there is a
Yeah, I
guy.
think a lot
I,
of good. I mean, a lot of I think sporting fans on either side of the border appreciate performances from both teams. I've seen
yeah,
people
exactly.
here
Yeah, because yeah,
appreciating
because
good
cricket
Pakistani
has
players,
nothing
and
to do
in
with
Pakistan
politics.
also, I've seen players appreciating Sachin, Dhoni, Kohli, Rohit, Bumrah.
Yeah, and all. I mean, like, and if you ask the people from the early 2000s, I mean, like Shoaib Akhtar, he would be he would be all praises for players like Sachin, Rahul Dravid, the captaincy of Saurav Ganguly. I mean, like, that was a good time. I mean, like, I think I remember there was a story that the willow bats made in Rawalpindi or Sialkot, not Rawalpindi, in Sialkot are world famous for the quality. So Inzamamul Haq once when he toured
Yeah, yeah.
India, he brought a bat for or where they met for a match or tournament or something. I don't remember, but he
Yeah, I
brought a
think even
bat to
some of the
Saurav.
players are pretty much good friends. Like Afridi is friends with Akhtar is friends with Bhaji and all those players of the yesteryear.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I mean
I think
the rivalries on the
toxic
it's
rivalry is
just on the
mostly
pitch.
down to some fans who try to spread some hate or based on political and religious things.
No,
But
no,
I think cricket should be on a
there
different
were a
level.
couple of players. Yeah, there were a couple of players like Javed Miandad who used to like those probably those over aggressive reactions. But I think uh, for most of the other players, I think it has been mostly
Yeah,
like
I mean I've
a
even seen
cordial
Mohammad
relationship.
Amir loves Virat Kohli so much. He always appreciates him.
Yeah, but then I had read, I'm not quite sure, but there was some not so good relationship between Rohit Sharma and Mohammad Amir.
Yeah, maybe I think that's absolutely their personal thing. But as long as they're doing well in the sport, I think
Exactly,
what they're doing off the field should be none of our business. I mean,
exactly,
they're
exactly. I mean that.
professionals. They're professionals, and said this regarding one team also. People always speculate Rohit Virat aren't the best of friends. They don't go out together. Their wives don't do. They're not following each other on Instagram. But I think these things make no sense. I mean, at the end of the day, they're professionals, and as long as they're performing, both are performing for the country or whatever team it is, Pakistan, England, Australia. As long as I think someone said also this Harsha Bogle or whoever. I don't remember exactly that you don't always need to be good friends. Even Dhoni and Gambhir aren't maybe the best of friends, but both performed on the big night of 2nd April 2011 that brought the country a World Cup after 28 years.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Even I think there was some difference between Ricky Ponting and Shane Warne before Ricky Ponting,
No,
not Steve Vogt and
Steve.
Shane Warne before
I mean,
1999 World Cup. But
they used to
Shane
despise
Warne
each other.
ended up as the wizard in that semi-final and helped Steve Vogt lift the World Cup.
Exactly, exactly. So, I mean, this will probably be the last comment that we take. Yeah, Shoaib Akhtar did say, I mean, we had a brief discussion on this. Shoaib Akhtar was, very resentful and he did not, mince his words. I mean, he was saying that he did not, he wanted a, complete change in the system. And he said that unless there's a complete change in the entire setup, in PCB, in the management, in the coaching staff, in the players, in the format of selection, in the type of grooming of people. I think does not expect Pakistan to turn this thing around very anytime soon.
The channel we go after Park losses, feta laga denge.
The Rawalpindi Express has just left the station.
Wasif, yeah, Pakistan's goal attempt.
Uh, Anyway, Saptarshi, I think we should close the
Yeah.
live now. Maybe
Yeah,
it's
I think almost time to draw the curtains. And tomorrow, I'm hoping some good encounter. I mean, two great teams. Australia not a that much great on paper this time, but then it's Australia. You saw what they did a couple of days ago, and never ever count them out in an IC tournament.
exactly. So
Okay,
thank
so
you guys
he's
for
saying
joining.
please 5 minutes. Okay, so till 10:30, I think we will be there. 10:30 we will draw the
Yeah,
curtains
yeah,
surely.
3 more minutes. Yeah. Okay, we are
Yeah,
waiting for
so
some more comments from viewers here.
yeah, so some comments will come. I think also the WPL match is going on. So Elisa Perry played very well again. She scored 90, I think, tonight. 90 or 80. Yeah, she scored 90 of 56 not out.
Okay, so is the match still going on?
Yeah, 63 of 39 needed for UP. Five down there. Shweta Sehrawat is playing and Uma Chetri. I don't know why they have not promoted Shinel Henry. That I mean, the player who won them that game against TC on Saturday, the West Indian player. So not
Exactly.
sure about the strategy. I think the WPL has been at a wrong time this year. I mean, they could have
Exactly.
held it a bit earlier. I mean, you are no disrespect to women's cricket. I personally love watching WPL. I have watched, but I think during the city it's not possible to follow the WPL that much, and it's getting much lesser attention. So they could have held
Exactly.
it maybe before or after the city. Yeah, after the city, I agree. There's not enough time because there's just a 2 week window, and then the IPL starts. So you
Yeah, but
can't.
then no, but then I mean, I think the people, I mean, the same players are not playing in the same tournament, right? So you could have probably extended one more week and squeezed the games in between.
Yeah, I think
Maybe.
maybe they could have extended the IPL a bit. Maybe the IPL could have started maybe a week later, and they
Exactly,
could have just
exactly.
compressed the WPL. They are maybe playing uh, a bit
Yeah,
more
because
double headers and
yeah,
all. But
yeah, because
I think
unless you give more importance
if you
to
want to promote
WPL.
women's cricket, I mean, women, yeah, no disrespect to women's cricket, but if you are hosting it at the time of an ICC event, I think very few will go and watch it. To be honest.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
that's I mean, they also know the reason. That's why they have not kept matches on the day of India matches. They have kept matches on the other days. शोएब अख्तर रिएक्शन देखिए मैं घुटनों पे इंजेक्शन लगा के इनसे अच्छी बॉलिंग कर लेता बट दे आर डूइंग इमेजिन विराट हिटिंग सेंचुरी इन लाहौर एंड फैंस boo पाक bowlers.
yeah, I mean, I was just thinking this today. I mean, imagine this match happening in Lahore and Virat Kohli hitting a century. I mean, the world would have gone berserk. No.
Yeah, surely. I mean, I think this generation players has missed out playing in Pakistan, enjoying that atmosphere and enjoying that rivalry. Also playing. I
Yeah,
mean, none of them has played test matches against Pakistan. I think India's last against Pakistan was in 2008. So none of these generation players has played.
yeah, exactly. And I
I
think
think the latest
MS.
to play was, I mean, maybe MS.
Yeah, Dhoni. Yeah, Dhoni once mentioned that you should. I mean, in an interview, that you should go to Pakistan at least once for the food and hospitality. So these players have missed that, and even once
Mm.
I was hearing Saurav Ganguly in an interview. I mean, he was also all praises about the Pakistani hospitality, their food, and I mean that brings, and cricket brings the fans together in the stadium. I mean, like in Dubai we saw yesterday. I mean, it was like I'm not sure what the capacity was, but it was Indians and Pakistani sitting side by
Yeah,
side,
I mean,
and
even
I mean,
Ashwin said that his only regret was he has not played a single test against Pakistan. He's played against all the other nations. So I think, yeah, going forward, I mean, from a cricketing fan point of view, hoping that all the religious things get, all the political and religious differences maybe get cleared and make cricket play a big role in that. So it would be good if the two nations can come forward to arrange more series uh, in the near future, not just playing IC tournaments, but more series.
yeah, because today also I was listening to one more
Okay,
this thing.
Virat
Yeah,
went to Park. Yeah, I mean, but I'm
I mean,
saying
under
for the senior team.
yeah, Virat Jadeja was also
No,
in the squad. I
Virat.
remember.
Okay, so
Ja,
he's saying under 17 match. Okay, maybe I'm not
yeah,
sure.
yeah, Jadeja was also in that team. I have seen the clip that he is probably talking about. There is a video of Virat Kohli, Jadeja, and everyone in Pakistan in the under 17 team touring Pakistan. So I mean, 2006 is different. I mean, that era of people, they have gone there. So that is a different thing.
Yeah, I mean, surely. And now I think the relation is at that state with Pakistan will also no more come to India. So I think even the next year T20 World Cup, I'm eager to see what Pakistan how they respond. They were, I think they have now also said that they, when it's in India, they will also play in a neutral venue. So yeah,
Anyways, Yeah, anyways, looks
Looks
highly
highly
improbable under
improbable
the.
under this.
We will take these two comments and then wrap up. I have to hurry for something else.
शिखर भी था उस clip पे. हाँ हाँ. Looks highly improbable. I mean, yeah, maybe. I think the last time Pakistan came to India was in 2012. That was a good series, but since then these two teams have only met in Asia Cups or ICC events.
I mean, but Pakistan does visit India for ICC tournaments. India does not
Yeah, they
even
have
go.
come in 2016. They have come in 2023, but India haven't gone since 2008, I think. And I mean, it looks highly unlikely that they will go. Anyways, I mean, after 2009, Pakistan didn't host any cricket for
I
10
think
long years.
Yeah, I think there was a series scheduled in 2008 9 towards the end of towards the end of 2008 and beginning of 2009 or something. I had read something about this, but then I don't want to talk about it on live. But then something very unfortunate happened in our country in the month of November 2008. I think you're understanding what I'm referring to.
Yeah,
And
I
then
think post that the scenario changed, and
yeah, exactly.
also, I mean, it also hampered the relations so much that I mean, we could have seen a lot of Pakistani players playing the IPL. Also, we could have enjoyed
Exactly,
that.
exactly.
I mean, the first year you remember Shoaib Akhtar playing in KKR. I think Mohammad Asif
That
played in
that was the
Delhi. Shahid Afridi played in Deccan Chargers. Misbah played in RCB. So there were so many players, and since then, none came back again.
yeah. Anyways, Saptashi, let's wrap this up. So
Yeah.
thank you
So
guys.
guys, I mean, yeah, it was a pretty short but interactive live, and hoping yes, well, Tanvir. I mean, how can I forget him? He was the.
Rajasthan Royals.
I mean, I think he still has the highest. Oh no, Alzari Joseph now has the highest, but he has the second best bowling figures in IPL. 6 for 15 or something, not against CSK. And he was part of the winning team also, Rajasthan Royals. So yeah. Anyways, I mean,
Thank you guys for watching and please
cheers,
subscribe
and
and share.
I mean, we will meet tomorrow again. So stay tuned.
Yeah, and subscribe.
Yeah. Bye bye.